Hey everyone, my name is Joe Bautista and I'm the founder of Grow with Joe, a company that combines financial planning with self-development coaching. And the reason why I got into establishing my own financial planning firm is really because of my background. See, I'm the son of two blue-collar workers. My dad is an immigrant from Mexico, came here in the 70s, and yeah, basically worked in the fields while I was growing up, work digging up trees that could weigh over 100 pounds. That's some hard work right there. I tried it for a day. I'm like, nope, don't want to do that. So, and my mom, she was a cashier, and like my parents made sure I had a lot of great opportunities. They made sure I went to a great school, but funds could be tough at times. And at one point, like in high school, my parents went through some financial troubles, and it made me realize that hey, I need to take control of my finances. And that's why I started reading more books about personal finance and reading personal finance magazines. And I realized that hey, I needed to go get my education to make sure that I can have a good job so that I don't have to worry about struggling with finances. And so from there, I went in the Marines to make sure that I didn't have to pay for my education. I didn't want to graduate with $100,000 in student loan debt because I realized, oh, that's a lot of money back to pay back. And so I thought I was overweight as a kid. So initially I thought I wanted to become a physical therapist or do sports medicine, something health related. I decided I didn't really want to go down that path because I didn't really like the work structure. And then eventually, when I moved to Washington, D.C., I noticed that all my friends didn't really understand money. So I was like, hey, let me help them out with their finances. So I tried to figure out, okay, what's the best way to do that? It's like, oh, I could become a financial advisor. So I quit my job at the Pentagon as a federal employee, decided to go back to school, study economics, and then found a company to do financial planning and got my licenses and just started helping out my friends. And yeah, I've been doing that. Was doing that for the last 4 years, and I enjoyed it. I learned a lot, but I realized like, hey, this is really not what I wanted to do. See, within financial services and becoming a financial planner, there's a lot of different titles and different that are used interchangeably. So there's like the broker dealer, there's a fee for service, and then there's a hybrid where you do both at the same time. And so at the previous company, I basically had to follow the rules and follow their protocol. And what I really noticed when I was doing financial planning is that in order to do financial planning, you kind of need to have money. In order to have money, you need to have a good job. In order to have a good job, you need to be a competent individual. And to be a competent individual, you need to be strong in 4 areas: your physical self, your mental self, your spiritual self, and your emotional self. And so I had the idea that, hey, let me combine self-development coaching with financial planning and make it a one-stop shop because, hey, that's what you need to do to get a better life. And my coaching philosophy is based on this one John Wooden quote where he says, your outer circle success will never surpass your inner circle success. So if you want the outer circle success of your career, your money, your relationships, and you have to work on yourself first with your physical self, your mental self, your spiritual self, and your emotional self. And so that's why I wrote this book right here, More You Know, More You Grow, just so you can get more tips on how to grow your inner circle. Because by working on myself physically, see, I was overweight as a kid, and I know when you work on your physical self, it can lead into a bunch of other positive things with your emotional self, your spiritual self, and your mental self. And because at my last firm, that was their firm, and they're like, oh, hey, you got to keep these 2 things separately. And I was like, okay, I got to do that. But then I realized like, hey, I really want to combine the 2 and just give people advice on how to grow themselves so that they can have a better career, better relationships, better personal finances. If I could teach somebody how to improve with their negotiation skills or give them little tips on how to help them out physically. I was a personal trainer, my degree is in public health, got a health coaching certificate in the past. All these things are just stacking on top of each other. And that's kind of where the world is heading, is you need to with financial services is people are looking for transformations. How can you take me from a C level inner circle to an A level? And that's basically what I'm doing here with Grow with Joe. And that's why I started my own company to help that. And I really want to focus on Latino professionals, because Latino professionals need a lot of work in terms of they don't have the right connections, they don't have the right skill sets. Like for the past 5 years, I've put a lot of work into growing myself. I read over 200 books, listened to over 5,000 hours of podcasts, watched countless YouTube videos, took many different courses just to figure out how can I upgrade my skills so then I can get a better life. And I've been really passionate about trying to start my own thing, Grow with Joe, and I decided, hey, I'm gonna take the leap and do a fee for service. So basically what I do is I sit down in front of people, I go over your goals, and then what I do is then develop the strategy and the plan to help you reach those goals. And then just talk about other parts of your life. Like, we're not just gonna talk about your 401k, look over your budget, look over your investments. We're gonna talk about other parts of your life that are gonna be more meaningful to you, so that, hey, the finances are taken care of, so now I can spend more time with my family. Or, hey, the finances are taken care of and I got a raise at work, and now I can spend it more doing the things I want to do, like hobbies or spending with friends or spending with family, and just let you live the life that you want to live. You got to realize that life is long as long as you know how to use it. And I want to provide people the tools and skills to help them live a long life. I don't want you to wake up, I don't want to wake up myself either, 60 years old, 70 years old, and realize, crap, I didn't do what I was supposed to do to live my good life. And life takes planning. With financial planning, the more work you do in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, the better off you tend to be in your 60s and 70s. And same thing with your career and your relationships. The more work you learn how to build yourself up in your 20s and 30s, the better off you're going to be down the road. And that's what Grow with Joe is about, help you grow as a person. And yeah, I'm super excited about starting my own thing. I really love what I do as a financial planner. Just help people grow, become better versions of themselves. I always tell people, you don't have to be great to get started, but you just have to get started to become great. And basically what we do is go over your strategies, organize your life, organize your finances, and help you start building towards that better life. And so if you're interested in having a complimentary consultation with me, so we can talk about your goals and talk about where you're standing and how we can help you out, just click on the link below and we could get started. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment, or you can email me at info@growwithjoe, and we'll just take it from there. So I just wanted to introduce you to my world, and if you have any questions, like I said, please reach out. So remember, if you go with Joe, you can grow with Joe, because Joe knows dough.